Alright, let's face the obvious. Joel's revolver is a super important weapon in The Last of Us, not just because of the gameplay, but also because of how this weapon relates to the story of the game. I mean, he's holding it in the freaking cover art, for crying out loud. So today, we are going to be beating this game revolver only. The main rule of this challenge, if it wasn't obvious, is to beat the game with only my revolver. Anytime the game forces me to use a gun that isn't my revolver, will count as a fail. But if I run out of ammo, I will be allowed to punch my enemies into oblivion. And I will be playing the game on hard mode since there is no infinite ammo option in this game, and I would actually like to get some ammo for this run. But I've already beaten the game on grounded mode, so how bad could this possibly be?
You have no idea.
And I know I've had some trouble with differentiating between revolvers and pistols in the past, but since you guys have made it super clear which of these guns is which in these games, I am definitely, absolutely not gonna make any stupid mistakes this time. It's this one, right?
You idiot.
So without further ado, let's hop into it. Our journey begins with our hero waking up after having a horrible nightmare that he was a parent? Ugh, disgusting. Thankfully, old Jolie Miller here is never gonna have to raise a child. Not ever.
That's funny.
So now that Joel has had his morning coffee, he and Tess embark on a lovely morning stroll. Just living the dream. Then Tess and I hop into the secret tunnels we have built into our apartment complex like we're living in a freaking Disney Channel movie or something. After moseying our way through town for a little while, we encounter our first obstacle. A dude.
Kill him.
Unfortunately for this guy, and for my bloodlust, I will not be killing this dude. Mainly because I need to save my bullets, and I am certainly not wasting them on this dweeb.
Come back. Don't leave me like this. Come back.
I am not listening.
So I stealth my way past the first round of infected in what is surely a fruitless attempt to save my ammo. And then we wandered through the city, watched a classic Boston street tussle, and shot a couple guys because that's just how Tess and I roll. Granted, it's more of how Tess rolls since I was a bit preoccupied cowering behind a crate like a baby. After I stopped rocking in the corner in the fetal position, I stealthed my way past all the enemies in the general area, and then made my way out to the shipping yard so we could face off against the one, the only, Robert.
Who?
Since I'm feeling like a ninja today, I once again sneak attacked the enemies without anyone having a single clue that I was ever there. Of course, it didn't stop Tess from shamelessly flirting with me.
I like watching you work.
Oh, you. Then Joel, being the good guy that he is, volunteered to help Robert lose weight by going for a run with him. Naturally, I did expect to be compensated for being old Robbie's gym coach. Little did I know that he was going to cheap out on me. So naturally, I sent Tess to break his legs for me. She is the muscle after all. Just think, one day that's gonna be Ellie beating someone up with a rusty pipe for information. Oh, how time goes by. Anyway, one casual execution later, and we end up stumbling into good old Marlene, who, after watching us beat and murder a man, instantly knew that we would make perfect babysitters. The fight against the Fedra soldiers went fine. I just sneak attacked them like I was Batman or something. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's a cranky old man with a gun. Anyway, now that we're done killing anyone that dares to look at us the wrong way, we are introduced to Ellie, aka the baby that we are intended to sit on. And the adventure begins! With a lot of walking, honestly. A little faster, Joel, you can do it. So after Joel finishes walking up a few flights of stairs, he passes out on the couch, clearly exhausted after all that exercise. This is why leg day is important, people. Trust me, Ellie, you'll understand when you're Joel's age. It gets brutal on them knees. So after Joel is done with his power nap, we press on. Nothing can stop us now. Well, shucks. So after having a calm and rational discussion with the guards, we found out that Ellie is actually the golden calf, the plot device, the hero of Hyrule. In summary, she has a bite mark.
Oh, you bet me.
But there's no time to dwell on that because we have gotta go.
Run, bitch! Run!
So after super sneaky stealthy styling my way past these bozos like a boss, poor Joel found himself outnumbered by the girls, and now we have to go to the Fireflies. Man, it's just like Last Man Standing. He's always getting outruled. The first fight against the infected inside the building was going pretty good until I realized that I have yet to shoot my gun once since the start of this challenge. However, that wasn't going to be a problem for long as I wasted all of my ammo on the stupid clicker. I'm sure that's not going to be a problem later. It in fact was not a problem later since I was able to easily sneak my way through the last infected section without any issues. However, it was incredibly tedious, especially since I wasted even more time trying to unlock a safe code in the hopes that there would be more ammo inside. But no, it was just crafting upgrade materials, which are completely unnecessary to me after I upgrade my handgun.
You want me to go get a ladder?
We don't have one.
What?
You know, studies show that keeping a ladder inside the house is more dangerous than a loaded gun. That's why I own 10 guns, in case some maniac tries to sneak in a ladder.
So after creeping my way around town and narrowly avoiding the infected boys in the area, I creeped my way past the clickers and immediately made a beeline for the window once I met back up with Tess. And with that, we are out of there. All things considered, this challenge isn't going too bad. Am I right?
Jury's still out.
And we're at the Capitol building. Now I think we can all agree that things are finally going our way.
Holy shit. She's infected. Gosh darn it!
Well, sucks to be you. Alright, Ellie, we're out of here. Now that we dropped the dead weight, Ellie and I continued on our whimsical adventure through the Capitol building. And I was going to try and sneak my way through, but I just ended up getting caught immediately. Fortunately, I was able to make it through the area unscathed, but Ellie certainly wasn't making it easy for me as she was bumping into the enemies. But I ended up doing much better on the second round. Honestly, this challenge isn't so much a revolver-only challenge as it is a stealth-only challenge, because I am crushing it here today. That and the game isn't giving me any bullets, and I'm trying to save them for later. And now that we're done with that utter nightmare, we casually get chased into the sewer by a tank, like you do. I killed some enemies down there and swam through that disgusting and obviously polluted sewer water. Cause one of Joel's dreams in life is to get a bacterial virus. Honestly, kinda makes you wonder how he survived long enough to even get killed by Abby. Well, no time to dwell on that, cause now we're in Billstown.
Are you alright?
I'm trying to learn how to whistle.
You don't know how to whistle.
Well, does it sound like I know how to whistle?
To whistle.
I can't either.
So after exploding my way through town, picking up a bow and then promptly throwing it in the garbage, because we are not gonna need that crap, we found Bill's trap. Well, that's unfortunate. What's even worse is that is not the right gun, Joel! This is a revolver-only challenge, and that is clearly your pistol.
That is not correct.
But since I can't swap to my other guns, we'll just add a point to the fail meter. Curse you, Bill. Oh, thanks, Bill. So Ellie, Bill, and I ran for our lives, with me sprinting a little bit ahead because if someone is dying here today, it most certainly will not be me. Sorry, Ellie, you're on your own. After Bill and Joel are done catching up, we embark on our mission to find a working car.
Well, it don't matter because I don't have a car that works.
But there is one in this town.
Parts. There are parts in this town.
Meaning that you could fix one up.
Interesting, interesting. Makes you kind of wonder how everyone in Seattle manages to have working cars if everything is run down. More importantly, where are they getting the gas?
Where the hell's Tess?
I don't want to talk about it. Since Joel still wasn't over Tess, he decided to take out his frustrations on the infected outside. Now that we're in Bill's armory, it's time to gear up.
This is a nail bomb. You gotta be really careful. This thing blows, it shreds anybody standing nearby.
Pass. So with me having rejected all of Bill's weapons and tools like an ungrateful toddler, I sneak my way through the clicker section while only being mildly petrified the whole time. And then I just creep my way through the rest of the infected because I have got to save my ammo for later, okay? I know what's coming. Or at least I would have if I didn't get caught. Honestly, I have no idea what gave me away. Maybe it had something to do with you squashing that guy's head like a pumpkin, Joel! I was able to sneak attack a few of the infected outside the school, which was pretty impressive for me. I really have no idea why I'm doing so good with stealth today. The fight inside the school was very irritating because Bill ended up getting me killed twice. On the bright side, I was able to get everyone on my third go. No thanks to you, Bill. Now, I'm sure you're probably wondering, why haven't I been using my gun this whole time? Well, the answer is simple. The bloater fight. I have been hoarding my bullets in anticipation for this fight because I know my revolver is a useless weapon. I need as many shots as I can get. And in this case, I get 14. Will that be enough? No. The answer is no. Try though I might, this big boy will not go down so easily. I wasted all of my ammo on him and nothing. Didn't even phase the guy. I thought maybe Bill could kill him after I shot him a bunch, but no cigar. I just ran around forever and Bill was no help at all. I tried punching him after I ran out of ammo, but yeah. Guess how that went. In the end, I did have to use 2 Molotovs on the guy in order for him to go down. 14 bullets and 2 Molotovs. Not bad, not great either, but whatever. If it is possible to get Bill to kill the bloater, please let me know. I just couldn't stand running around in circles any longer. I was doing it for like 20 minutes. Thankfully, that nightmare is over, and we can now continue on to... sorry, wrong house. Anyway, after rummaging through the dead guy's house, it was time for some car maintenance. So with 0 bullets in my gun, I proceeded to punch my way through the infected outside, waste a shiv for no good reason, and push the car while Bill held off the infected. I'm sure he's fine over there. Sadly, this is where we will part ways with old Billy boy. Can't say I'll particularly miss him.
You ain't gonna make it.
Well, maybe not in the second game, but I'm feeling pretty good about this one. And with that, the road trip begins.
We there yet? We'll be there when I tell you we're there. Ugh.
Okay, we're there.
And after one very long drive, we reached Pittsburgh. We did stumble across a local in our travels, so naturally I ran him over. So after making a few new friends, I just face-stomped my way through the enemies because this game just does not believe in giving me bullets for my gun. And then Ellie and I continued on.
So, you kill a lot of innocent people?
That would be correct. So after hiding from a random patrol because I, as they say, am a chicken, Ellie decided to lighten the mood by telling some jokes.
It doesn't matter how much you push the envelope, it'll still be stationary. What did the Confederate soldiers use to eat off of? Civilware. I walked into my sister's room and tripped on a bra. It was a booby trap. A book just fell on my head. I only have my shelf to blame.
Several bad puns later.
The bookstore fight was fine, but I did waste 2 bullets on the enemies, which was probably a mistake. I really should be saving that stuff for the infected fights. After all that senseless violence, we took a pit stop to the coffee shop.
Millions of Americans use caffeinated beverages every day as a pick-me-up. It is, after all, the world's most popular drug.
So I confidently marched my way into the next hunter fight, only to immediately get spotted and having to brick my way through the area. I'm sorry guys, I need my bullets for later. Now that I have a couple more graves to dig, Joel and Ellie made their way through the rest of the building. Okay, Ellie made her way through the rest of the building. I broke my back and died on impact.
My back!
The basement fight was no biggie. I just ran circles around the infected until I got out of there. And it actually went way easier than I was expecting, so that was nice. Then I sneak attacked the enemies upstairs, which was going pretty good until the last one proceeded to sucker punch me in the face like 5 times. Not cool, dude. Not cool. And sure, that was pretty rough, but I think I'm gonna be okay now. Every time. Whenever I get a win, something is always just trying to bring me down.
It's just like my life! In a way.
So Ellie kills that guy for me, and I naturally ground her because I'm the only one allowed to murder people around here. Get back in line, Ellie. And now that we're out of there, we ran to a group of dudes. And naturally, Ellie wanted to shoot them. And look, Ellie, it's not that Joel and I don't think that you can do it.
No, it's okay, Mabel. We don't think you can do it.
So Ellie proves that she's not completely incompetent by actually lending me a hand during the fight. But, you know, just barely. There were a lot of points where she totally could have killed a guy and just didn't. Thanks, Ellie. Very helpful. I also just love how the enemies start having spaz attacks in the middle of the fight. This happens a lot in my copy of the game, and it makes things so much more difficult than it needs to be. At least I can give the second game props for that, okay? The AI is much better in that one. And after I was done killing those guys, we moseyed our way around town for a bit and ran into the truck. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem, but I'm gonna choose not to think about that right now while I'm busy creeping my way through the hunters in the area. If I don't look at them, they won't look at me. The perfect way to handle my problems. Yep, it's going great. Everything is so good right now. And after I was done deluding myself, we ran into our new best friends, Henry and Sam. So with our new meat shields acquired, Henry yelled at his brother for being a child and, you know, liking toys, and then I went outside and displayed my epic stealth skills. What's worse is that after that, my gun actually disappeared. I'm not even kidding. It literally glitched out of existence. I don't know what happened to it. Who knows? Maybe Joel just got kind of frustrated by the challenge and decided to just chuck it out the window. Who's to say for sure? Either way, it was gone. So since my game is a glitchy disaster, I reloaded the checkpoint and redid the fight, where I got to be even stealthier. On the bright side, I did get to shoot my gun a little bit, and then no one else helped me for the rest of the fight. Thanks a lot, guys. Really helpful.
Blueberries. Found a whole stash of them. You want some?
No. When it comes to your blueberries, you want to start eating them. Wild blueberries are the winner when it comes to the most antioxidants of any fruit on the planet.
After rejecting Henry's blueberries, we decided to go on a heist.
Stick to the plan, and you'll be just fine. But if you deviate from it for even a single moment, I won't come back for you. Okay? Good luck.
So after Henry let me get caught immediately because he did not stick to the plan and let me get set on fire without doing a single thing to help, I was forced to go all in and kill everyone in sight alone. Thank you very much, Henry. It's nice to know that we're a team here. So after I've taken out all those goons, Henry just up and leaves me.
Goodbye.
No!
Now the last hunter fight in this area is extremely irritating to me because for whatever reason, my camera decides to have a complete seizure whenever I get into this section. I really don't know why. It probably has something to do with the truck bursting through, which auto turns my camera, but either way, it makes playing this area damn near impossible. I mean, just look at this. On top of that, once I get out of the building, there's basically no way for me to get past the truck chase without dying on my first go, because I literally cannot control the camera. Fortunately, after I die, the camera goes back to normal, but I have no way of fixing this glitch. It has been like that since I first bought this game, and I've just learned to live with it. I mean, I could upgrade, but nah, I'm too cheap. I just don't understand why my copy of the game has to be so broken. And now that we're done with all that nonsense, Ellie and I collectively decide that we are really sick of Pittsburgh and would rather drown to death than endure it for a single second longer.
And what I love about blueberries, they're high in fiber, it has a low glycemic index, it will slow digestion down, it will prevent...
So anyway, after I almost shot Henry in the face for his non-stop blueberry chatter, we decide to venture our way into the sewer. Even though we could have just as easily climbed up and avoided that section, but no, I suppose that would just be too much to hope for. So after moseying our way through the sewer for a while, we fought off some infected. And by we, I mean I let everyone else take care of them for a while I just watched from a safe distance.
It will not put a burden on the pancreas. It will help your constipation.
So after wasting all of my ammo, I got beaten senseless by a bunch of stalkers because dodge buttons are for quitters. Just softlock me into a corner and beat me to death. Exactly how I like it. And then I got killed by the clickers over and over again because they just kept grabbing me. They literally just circled around me, patiently waiting for me to run out of shivs so they can make their final blow. They knew they would lose people, but it was the only way.
Some of you may die, but it's a sacrifice I am willing to make.
On the bright side, I got out of there eventually, but it was pretty annoying, I'm not gonna lie. Well, now that we're done with that and Joel has finished soiling his adult diapers, we decide to take a little break. Go for a stroll, play some darts, and chase some random street dogs. Just some classic post-apocalypse fun. Almost makes you forget about all the bad parts of this lifestyle. Oh yeah, now I remember. So after getting hurt a lot, I was eventually able to sneak my way through the sniper section. You know, kinda. And now that I have successfully taken out Discount Tommy and stolen his sniper rifle, it's time to add another failure to the counter. There really is no way for me to get around failing this section since Joel has to take out at least a few of the enemies, or you just end up getting a game over screen. And to think, I was actually doing really good with this challenge. But of course, it's always that dang rifle that's bringing me down. I can almost hear Tommy off in the distance, laughing at me. Or maybe that's just the schizophrenia. I mean, Joel is getting pretty old, you know. Now that Joel was done laughing at my failure, we all decided that it was time to call it quits for the day.
It will give you lots of energy, and most important, it will keep you healthy.
Enough with the blueberries already!
The next day.
Just one cup has 13,427 total antioxidants.
Well, I just made 2 people go insane.
And then there were 2. After we were done wandering through the forest like Bigfoot, thinking about who we were gonna get killed next, we found Tommy, the man who will one day be the ruin of many a challenge for me.
You should be ashamed of who you are and what you've done.
So after a loving family reunion, the place gets attacked and it was all up to me to Rambo my way through there and save the day. Of course, you could help too, Tommy. I took care of them, you know, after I was done being garbage at the game.
Who is this guy?
And of course, Ellie runs away, cause heaven forbid I can go 2 minutes in Jackson without someone causing me problems. So naturally, I murdered a ton of dudes, like any good parent does when going to pick up your daughter. Ellie, you are so grounded, young lady. Get out here.
You have no idea what loss is.
Oh, trust me, Joel. I have failed enough of these challenges to get a pretty good idea at this point. You have no idea how much I have suffered. And it's mostly your brother's fault. The same brother who proceeds to be absolutely no help at all during this fight. Thanks a lot, Tommy. Great to have you on the team. After that was all said and done, Tommy invited me to stay in town, but I heard a rumor that some beefy lady was looking for me. And I was not about to let old Tomothy give away my name and social security number, so we bailed out of there. Now we arrived to drop Ellie off at college. They grow up so fast. But first, I had to go duke it out with the residence life and housing staff, because I did not pay $75,000 in housing fees for my baby girl to stay in this squalor. Unfortunately, the housing staff were less than helpful, so I had to sneak my way out of there real careful like, lest I be subjected to the $75 damage fees, even though my RA checked the room and said it was fine, and they couldn't even tell me what was broken anyway, so I'm not paying for that. Maybe you should have kept the cockroaches out of my bed, and then I'll consider paying for your bogus surcharges. I'm sorry. I was getting some flashbacks to my college dorm room. Once I was done with that, we found the Fireflies. Or, you know, what's left of them. Thanks for the info, Tommy! The fight in the college was pretty chaotic. I was just going gung-ho in there, running straight at the enemies with no self-control. Sure, I did get hurt a lot, but I made it through, so, you know, it's not all bad. And now that we've escaped that madness, Ellie proceeds to do absolutely nothing to help me while I'm getting attacked and impaled. I mean, come on, Ellie, stab him or something. And of course, I have to use my gun on one of the last nitwits that comes barging through the door.
Do it.
Now, that would be fine, except that looks like the wrong gun, Joel! If I don't shoot them, they just kill me, so there's really not much I can do about that. On the right side, I didn't have to shoot anyone else while making my daring escape, so that's good, I guess. Anyway, Joel freaking dies.
I'm dying.
And Ellie compensated for his loss by making me fail my challenge again. Boy, that was fast. Thanks, Ellie. So I run to David, and Ellie demonstrates rule 1 of meeting new people. You never go to a second location. Good going, Ellie. Now all you need to do is wait for the other guy to leave, kill David, and then hide in the trees or something and wait for the other guy to come back with Joel's medicine. Then you sniper shoot him, and boom, you win. Joel lives, happy ending. Okay, never mind. So the infected attack, and I have to defend myself knife only. That's right, baby. It all circles back to the very beginning. Let's go!
You weren't kidding. You're a better shot with that thing than I am.
What on earth are you talking about? Pretty much to beat this fight, I just had to wait for David to grab one of the guys, and then I would just stab it to death. Teamwork! Thanks, David. What a great guy. Of course, I did have to shoot a clicker as we made our escape. If I don't shoot it, then I just get killed. I don't know why David doesn't help me, but you know, whatever. So I just snuck around the rest of the infected, which went mostly fine. Now here's where we run into a problem. The bloater fight. I'm walking into this fight with all of 0 bullets, so that's fun. I was able to pick up 5 rounds, but let's be real. If 14 rounds didn't bring down the bloater in the gym, 5 rounds sure isn't going to do the trick here. I was hoping that David would kill it after I shot it a few times, but no cigar. I ended up having to use a Molotov and a nail bomb in order to kill him, so that sucks. Well, now that that's over, David proves to Ellie why it would have been a good idea to go with my plan to handle this situation, but I guess Ellie's just gonna have to face the consequences of her lack of murderous rage.
Fuck. They tracked me.
How about that?
And so the race is on. You'll never take me alive. Never! Okay, wait, I'm sorry. Why is everyone always killing my horses? The first fight went really good. I was able to get through the area pretty fast and take out everyone in sight. I did waste a bunch of ammo on one enemy, but overall, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. The second fight I did really good on. It wasn't even a fight, really. I just kind of walked around everyone. Easy peasy. After that, I got to go live out my dream of being in a horror movie by literally backing up into one of the enemies like an idiot.
You think you hear something in front of you, and so you keep looking ahead while slowly moving backwards into a dark part of a room without looking behind you.
And then, after David sicked his horde of weirdos on me, now he's kidnapping me. Ellie, why didn't you listen to me? This is why you always shoot first and ask questions later. Well, great. Now we've been captured by cannibals.
Even I'm eatable. But that is called cannibalism, my dear children, and is in fact frowned upon in most societies.
And you're special.
Oh. You're the worst.
Alright, Joel, it's time to save Ellie from Stephen King's cousin. So after getting shot the second I take a step outside, I decided to take my aggression out on the guys as Ellie should have done in the first place. But no. Don't worry, Ellie, you'll get better at torture. Practice makes perfect after all.
Meanwhile...
Come on.
Let's go! Stop!
You're biting! You're biting!
So one hop, skip, and a jump later, and we are out of there. I was gonna sneak my way through town, but then I got kinda discombobulated, and once again proved why I am absolutely the worst at stealth. The David fight was pretty uneventful, since that's literally just an aggressive game of hide and seek, and I don't really get my gun anyway, so let's just skip it. During the last Joel section in town, I went full ultra aggressive mode on these fools. I don't know why, but I was just in the mood to attack everyone head on like a maniac when I was recording this. So now that we found Ellie, it's off to the next traumatizing set piece. You know, after walking around and doing absolutely nothing.
I'm tired. I'm tired of fucking walking.
So after doing this, and having to restart the encounter, I just snuck my way past everyone in sight like the natural-born sneaky legend that I am. Then I took out a clicker, almost drowned in a bus, and got arrested for being too awesome.
She's being prepped for surgery. Cordyceps, the growth inside her, has somehow mutated. It's why she's immune.
But it grows all over the brain.
Does.
How could you betray me like this?
Well, that's not gonna happen. Since I had absolutely no ammo for the last fight, and the game made it painfully clear that it was not gonna give me any more, I had to slap fight the enemies to death. Who will win? A bunch of dudes with machine guns, or one guy and his fists of fury? The machine guns! The machine guns! After I was done getting killed over and over again while I was trying to enter the stairs, I got kind of abused on the last fight. I had no bricks, no bottles, and no ammo. After a while, I just got bored of waiting and just booked it to the exit. And thankfully that worked. And now I have finally found Ellie. Thank goodness too, because that last fight was a rough one. So naturally, I took my aggression out on Jerry.
Don't come any closer.
Shut up, Jerry.
So at the end, I could not beat The Last of Us revolver only. And yes, I know it's a pistol. I'm not that dumb, guys. Actually, I probably could have done it revolver only if I wasn't being a smart aleck the whole time.
It's a callback.
Either way, it wasn't the worst gaming challenge I've ever attempted. And who knows, maybe one day I'll find a challenge that I can actually beat. But I tend to doubt it. Wait, Abby, no!